Good morning, everyone. My presentation this morning is titled The Igbos and America. For more than 10 years now, I have studied America and tried to study the Igbos in America. I mean the United States of America. And this week, in fact, I discovered something about the United States that I had not seen in any book. And this my discovery will be highlighted in my next work, which I am convinced is going to be one of my greatest works in my lifetime. The United States played a very important role in the survival of the people we know as the Igbo people today. I had never come across this, even though, like my ancestors, I am a person of the book. After getting this information, I had what you would call catharsis. I decided to think more about the relationship between the Igbo people and this at present greatest country in the world. Some close friends who were here for close to 40 years have told me that there are up to 2 million Igbo people in the United States today. What have these people done? In a nutshell, I will tell us. As unfortunately, the country called Nigeria crumbles, unfortunately, because it shouldn't crumble. There are close to, if we are to believe the census figures, there are close to 250 million people in the country. So its crumbling is a danger to the whole of humanity. Billions will suffer, but the fact is that it is crumbling. As it is crumbling, these Igbos in the United States have been a bedrock of support for the Igbos still in Nigeria. What they sent home has helped to keep millions in the homeland alive. I don't know how many people have thought about this. And these Igbos in the United States have paid a price. Families have been broken because people had to come here to essentially work. And the pressures of working, inevitable, working in an environment different from the one the Igbos left in Nigeria, has resulted in a lot of marital issues that were there already in Nigeria, but in America they become exacerbated because there is no work here, and also the structures for maintaining harmony in the marriages are fewer here. If these marriages were at home, the homeowner, that is the family, will step in and make sure that it is managed, that the squabbles are managed. But in spite of all this, these Igbos here have managed to continue remitting funds, and these funds have helped to keep the people at home alive. So I want this community of Igbos to become more focused. Meanwhile, let's get it right. I am not discounting or disregarding the contributions of other Igbo diaspora, starting from Otubo. Otubo is even before Otubo is the next town is the next major town after Igbo land that you will meet if you are going northwards. It belongs to the Doma people. Starting from there, starting from Benin City, which is the next big town you will see after Igbo land if you are moving westwards. And if you are moving southwards towards the ocean, you would meet Bori of the Ogoni and some communities of the Ijaw. Starting from these points I mentioned to the rest of the world, you have Igbo diasporas. Everybody has contributed. All these diasporas have contributed. So I am not disregarding their contribution, but I'm focusing on the contribution of Igbo America today. It has been wonderful, but it could have been much more than it was if the identity crisis that is suffered by all the Igbo people had been healed. 99% of what this community has accumulated through their hard work would have gone for Igbo good. But it's not too late. The identity crisis is being healed because the only cure for the person that is disconnected from identity, that is suffering identity crisis, is reconnect that person to his own religion. If the person's own religion is a good religion, and the Igbo religion, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as those very few persons who have studied it are concerned, is not inferior to any other religion in the world. It was the religion of the Israelites of the Bible. The Igbos are being reconnected back to this religion, which is called Omenana. Only a few have been reconnected, but a few ultimately becomes millions, becomes billions. And how to practice this religion has also been recovered through the good offices of the Chief of Staff of Omenana Defenders, consultant physician Uzochukwu Obiora Chira, Uzochukwu Chira, how to practice the religion, because one of the things the people lost was how to even practice it as a modern religion. Let me not make a mistake while trying to solve a problem. The people knew how to practice Omenana because Omenana they are Omenana. Everything they do is Omenana. How they breathe, how they sit down. You watch an Igbo woman sitting. If an Igbo woman tries to sit down and is not sitting down the way Omenana requires, the nearest elder will say, Norokamwa, and you sit like a woman. If an Igbo man is talking and he's not talking properly, you will find the nearest elder say, make only Igbo behave like an Igbo person. So, but over time, due to all the disasters, all the tragedies, all the suffering these people have endured, how to do some of these things have been lost. But the most important thing is how to even get the Igbos who have become used to going to church on Sunday. A tiny few have started going to mosques. How to make them to realize that before the British came and torpedoed Omenana, the Igbos were appearing at the Obi every Shabbat. In my own republic, it's called Nkworu. In Ezior, it's called Ikuku. Every 7 to 8 days, Igbos rest completely traditionally. No morning, no funerals, no weddings. The people just rest. But due to the advent of the British, which overthrew the religion, replaced it with Christianity, how to do these things have been lost. But due to the good offices of the gentleman I mentioned, Dr. Chira, that has been recovered. And the explanation of the culture, that is what I have engaged in since the past 20 years. I have produced 20 books about the Igbo culture, which those that have studied them end up saying that without the Igbo culture, you can understand some of the Hebrew Bible, but you will not be able to understand everything. Omenana is what will enable you to understand everything that the prophets of Israel and the scribes wrote down. So, getting back again to the primary subjects of the talk, Igbo Americans, I want to engage with you. Omenana defenders want to engage with you. You have a very important role to play in the life of this nation that the world is waiting for. I mean, the people we call the Igbo people today. And before I conclude, I will mention who is Igbo and who could be Igbo. The people that could be Igbo are those people who still have family that are identified as Igbo in the country called Nigeria. Then you have people whose ancestors came from there, but due to the exigencies of life, they got other identities. You have a large number of them in the extremely strong community called the African American community today. You have a lot of them in the also extremely strong community called the Caribbean community today. You have some in the Latino community. You have some in Sierra Leone and Liberia. After slavery was abolished, America, that is the United States and the UK, established colonies in West Africa, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. Some of those people that went down to those places were Igbos. Then, when tragedy descended, when disaster struck between 1966 and 1970, at a stage, a few Igbos, which means hundreds of thousands, were ferried to Ivory Coast, Cape Verde, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea. Then, the people you call the Jews today, the Ashkenazi, the Sephardi, the Mizrahi, can also be Igbo. A few have become. A few of them have become Igbo, just like a few Igbos have become Jews. These are the people that I am referring to. You have a role to play in destiny of humanity and destiny of the world, just as this country called the United States of America has a role to play. And at this point, I'm getting ready to say, have a good day. But before doing that, I am saying, please hit the subscribe button. Urge your friends to do so. The information you get here, I am assuring you that you will get it nowhere else in the world. And the solutions that you find here, you will not find them anywhere else in the world. I have gotten tons and tons of commendations because of the way I stepped in and made sure that Igbos in Ghana and the good people of Ghana will not fall out because of the mistakes of one single Igbo. These are the kind of solutions you find in my space. And I come up with solutions like this because I am the scholar that knows the Igbos more than any Igbo alive. Have a good day.